Hi guys, welcome to another video. Today I thought I'd share my screen, something a bit different, and show you. It's a random Wikipedia article, but I guess it lines up with the Weird Facts series that I'm doing for my channel, and I hope you're enjoying the Weird Facts series. But this is probably, out of all of them, I think I've done some C weird facts like the bloop, the upsweep, and the Mandela effect, but this one's probably the weirdest one so far. But I could probably go even deeper and even weirder and even scarier if I wanted to, but I guess it depends on the audience. So I guess this is sort of creepy, but not too creepy. So let's just have a little read, basically. So this was set in the 80s. So this is called the Max Headroom signal hijackings. On November 22nd, 1987, two television stations based in Chicago, Illinois, were hijacked 2 hours apart from one another by unidentified perpetrators. 2 hours apart from one another, that's weird. Both hijackings briefly sent pirate broadcasts of an unidentified person wearing a Max Headroom mask and costume to thousands of homes in the Chicago metropolitan area. That's weird, especially if people had, which they will have had, families, children watching TV, and then you get this weird guy with a mask. Probably didn't go too well with some children, I reckon. So if you look, if I show you what he looks like, that's a still of the actual, it's like 90 seconds, sorry. I think it's like 90 seconds long, this broadcast. And you can actually click it on the bottom here and watch it. It's very weird, especially with the crackles of like the 80s. Like the weird kind of signal crackles that you get from old videos, especially if someone's trying to hijack a TV, you get the crackles. But it says, Max Headroom signals hijackings. The unknown person dressed to resemble Max Headroom in the pirate broadcast. I think Max Headroom, I'm not really 100% sure, but if we click this, it says he was a fictional character played by actor Matt Frewer, advertised as the first computer-generated TV presenter. Max was known for his biting commentary on a variety of topic issues, arrogant wit, stuttering, and pitch-shifting voice. So I guess he was a bit like the first computer-generated TV presenter, so it's trying to be like a guy sort of controlled by a computer, I guess. And there's a still of him in the show, so I think the microphone the actual my main microphone stopped there. But if we go back, date was November 22nd, 1987, 38 years ago, Chicago, Illinois, US, WGN-TV and WTTW. Participants at least 3, all unknown. The first hijacking took place on the independent TV station, WGN-TV's nightly newscast. An unidentified person wearing a Max Headroom mask swayed erratically in front of a semi-swiveling metal panel, likely meant to resemble the background often featured in the Max Headroom series. The The perpetrators were unable to broadcast any audio. The only sound viewers heard was the loud buzz. The interruption went on for nearly 17 seconds before engineers at WGN TV were able to regain control of their broadcast tower. I guess for the time it was crazy to hijack a TV channel. And to be honest, I don't know how easy it would have been back in the day, because obviously technology was limited, but at the same time, was it easy to do kind of thing, or was it really difficult? I mean, I assume it was quite difficult. So the second hijacking occurred about 2 hours later during PBS member station WTTW's broadcast of the Doctor Who serial horror of Fang Rock. With nobody on duty at the tower that was hijacked, the perpetrators were able to broadcast audio and stay on the air longer than they did during the first hijacking. A person resembling Max Headroom, presumably the same person in the first hijacking, made reference to Max Headroom advertisements and other seemingly unrelated topics, before concluding by presenting their bare buttocks to a woman with a fly swatter. At that point, the hijackers ended the pirate broadcast and normal programming resumed after an interruption of about 90 seconds. A criminal investigation conducted by the Federal Communications Commission in the immediate aftermath of the intrusion could not find the people responsible for the hijacking. Despite many unofficial inquiries and speculation since the hijackings, the perpetrators have yet to be identified. Very strange. So, this bit here, the signal hijackings, actually you can watch the hijackings, which is weird. So, and they're both on here. So you've got this one from WGN TV, and you've also got WTTW one, which looks the same. It says both signal hijackings took place on the local TV stations based in Chicago on the night of Sunday, November the 22nd, 1987. And it says the first intrusion took place at 9:14 p.m. during the sports segment and the 9 o'clock news. Home viewers' screens went black for about 15 seconds before the image of the person wearing Max Headroom mask and sunglasses appeared. The individual rocked erratically in front of a semi-rotating corrugated metal panel that mimicked the real Max Headroom's geometric background effect, accompanied by a static, garbled buzzing sound. The entire intrusion lasted for about 30 seconds and was cut off when engineers at WGN changed the frequency of the signal, linking the broadcast studio to the station's transmitter atop the John Hancock Center. Upon returning to the airwaves, WGN sports anchor Dan Roan commented, "Well, if you're wondering what's happened, so am I," and joked that the computer running the news took off and went wild. Roan then proceeded to restart his report of the day's Chicago Bears game, which had been interrupted by the intrusion. So I guess we could watch this. And if you don't want to watch it, you can always skip. If you find it, I don't know, there might be a reason that you find it weird, or just you may feel uneasy. It's not really something for ASMR, but what I'll do is I'll play a very short clip of each of both. Firstly, because it's weird, creepy, and a bit loud. There's a bit of crackle and stuff because it's a broadcast. So if I play like somewhere between 5 and 10 seconds, and I'll stop. So here we go. I can't actually hear anything, to be honest. You'll just see him. There you go. I mean, when there's no sound. Oops. Sorry. Apologies. When there's no sound, it almost seems a bit funny more than creepy. But when you hear the crackle, it's automatically creepy. And let's just read about this bit. So the other one. Let's click this.
I'll get you a hot drink, miss.
Some dry clothing.
And there we go. Very weird. That must have been weird for viewers. So, that same night at about 11:20 p.m, the signal of the local PBS station WTTW was uninterrupted during an airing of the first part of the Doctor Who serial, Horror of Fang Rock. The culprit was apparently the same Max Headroom impersonator, this time audible through distorted audio. The masked figure spent the next minute or so making a quick series of brief and seemingly unrelated comments and cultural references, interspersed with excited noises and exclamations. He was first heard to make a comment about nerds and then called WGN sportscaster Chuck Swirsky a frickin' liberal. Held up a can of Pepsi while referencing Catch the Wave slogan from a recent ad campaign for Coca-Cola featuring the real Max Headroom, and held up a middle finger near the camera inside what appeared to be a hollowed out dildo. After some random moaning, the masked figure sang the phrase "Your love is fading," hummed part of the theme song to the 1959 animated series Clutch Cargo, and said, "I still see the X," a reference to the last episode of that show, which is sometimes misheard as "I stole CBS." He also feigned defecation, complaining of his piles, claiming that he had made a giant masterpiece for all the greatest world newspaper nerds. WGN's call letters stand for the world's greatest newspaper, and put a knitted glove on one hand while commenting that it was dirty, and his brother had the other one. After a crude jump cut, the main figure appeared mostly off-screen to the left, with his partially exposed buttocks visible from the side, with a female figure wearing a French-made costume and what appears to be a mask appearing on the right edge of the frame. The unworn Max Headroom mask was briefly held in view while the voice cried out, "Oh no, they're coming to get me. Make it stop," and the female figure began spanking Max with a fly swatter. The image faded briefly into static, and then viewers were returned to the Doctor Who broadcast after a total interruption of about 90 seconds. Technicians at WTTW studios could not counteract the signal takeover because there were no engineers on duty at that hour at the Sears Tower, now named the Willis Tower, where the station's broadcast tower was located. According to station spokesman Anders Jockom, technicians monitoring the transmission from WTTW headquarters attempted to take corrective measures but couldn't. Air Director Paul Rizzo recalled that as the content got weirder, we got increasingly stressed out about our inability to do anything about it. The pirate broadcast ended when the hijackers unilaterally ended their transmission. By the time our people began looking into what was going on, it was over, said Yocom. WTTW received numerous phone calls from viewers who wondered what had occurred. So yeah, very interesting and weird as well. And that's, I could read more, but that's, I think we're 15 minutes in now of the video. And I hope you liked this format and enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, let me know. I would much appreciate it. And maybe I'll do another one, like a random Wikipedia weird facts talk through. So, and if you liked it, please give us a like, hype the video if you're feeling generous. And if you haven't already subscribed, please consider subscribing. It will help the channel out massively. Thanks again for watching, guys, and see you soon. Cheers. Bye.